Here we're going to tie the Mellow yellow carp fly. First thing we're going to do is just start with our thread. We're going to add a pair of brass or lead dumbbell eyes right to the front of the shank of the hook here. I'm going to put those fairly far forward, almost to the eye. I'm going to leave just a little bit of space right up by the front. I want to make sure that these are nice and secure. Then I'm going to take my thread back here to the bend of the hook, and I'm ready for my Marabou. I'm going to use some either tan or ginger colored Marabou. And we're going to tie this in for the tail. And we want our tail to be about the length of the shank of the hook. Just going to tie that in with a nice loose wrap and bite down with it. Take my thread forward here, and then I can trim out my excess Marabou. Now we're ready to add the legs, and for that I'm going to use a yellow chartreuse or a just plain yellow, either one. We're going to add these legs to either side of the shank of the hook. I'm going to take it all the way back to the tail, and I just do the same thing here with the other set of legs. Pull it to the side. There we go. Then you can trim these legs. You want these legs to be just a little bit longer than the tail. And now we're ready to dub the body. For the body you want to use a yellowish or a mustard colored dubbing. The closest thing I've been able to find, actually works pretty well for me, is the SLF Whitlock dubbing in a Stonefly Nymph Gills, believe it or not. And that's a pretty close color match. And it has a little bit of flash to it as well. It's a blend, which I really like. And we're going to dub a fairly generous body on this fly. Just add a little bit to my thread here and just work it on. I'm going to work my way towards the eyes here. Kind of build up a bit of a taper. And once we get to the eyes, we are ready for our soft hackle. And for that I'm just going to use a natural colored India saddle hen back. I'm going to use 2 fibers. I'm going to match them up, and I'll strip off all the fluffy portions of the feathers at the base. Then I'll match these up by the tips. And you can tie them in either tip first or with the stems first. Either way, I usually tie my soft hackles in tip first, but with this fly, feathers are large enough that you could do either. We're just going to tie these in here by the tips. And you can trim out the tips. Then we're going to take these hen neck or hen saddle feathers or hen back feathers. We're going to stroke each fiber back as we wrap here, trying to get them to lay back in a natural position. Then once you've done that, you can capture those stems. Don't worry if you captured a couple of them. Once we trim out the stems here, we can stroke all these fibers back with our fingers. Try not to hook yourself with this hook here. And lay down a few more wraps, making sure it's nice and secure. See there how it laid back. Now you're ready to finish off the head. We're going to use that same dubbing, that same yellowish mustard dubbing, that SLF minnow gill, Stonefly minnow, or Stonefly Nymph gills. I'm going to dub this a little bit lighter than I did the body. I'm just going to kind of coat the thread. I'm going to do 1 or 2 wraps right in front of that soft hackle, and I'm going to work my way around those lead eyes. Just kind of cover up all the work that I've done. Build up a little bit of a head. Try not to trap any of those hen fibers. There we go. And then you should end up right at the eye of the hook. And you can whip finish. Add a little bit of super glue to it, and you're finished. And that's the mellow yellow carp fly. It's a great carp fly out here on the South Platte River. And you can find all the materials for this fly at intheriffle.com.